Moretti, Vice President of Box Operations at Top Rank. Carl, first off, let's go through that Keyshawn Davis fight. What'd you think of that performance?
That was A+. You know, I wasn't worried that he wouldn't win the fight. I was worried how the fight would go, because the other guy's really awkward, as you would see, and wasn't going to fight him straight up. So that's really what was my concern was going in. But, you know, Keyshawn handled a real awkward southpaw, who was very strong, like a pro.
Now, obviously, you just did win the lightweight belt. It's, however, unclear, you know, how long he'll stay at 135. How long do you think he'll be here?
He doesn't have a problem with the weight. You know, I could see him making a couple of defenses, unless something really big comes at 140. But I could say him staying at 35 and everything else.
Speaking of making those defenses, do you expect him to go back to Norfolk and do that? You know, homecoming crowd again?
That, you know, we know what happens if he does go back to Norfolk, especially after this performance. So it's all going to depend on what date we match up with the building and what makes the most sense, and, you know, who's going to come to Norfolk to fight him.
Now, Keyshawn has said he doesn't necessarily care too much about unifying or becoming undisputed. However, do you see any of those fights with the other champions?
Well, obviously the fight with Shakur is never going to happen, rightfully so. They're brothers. You know, the other fights, you know, I mean, Abdullayev is fighting to retire, so let's see what happens with that belt. And you got, of course, Tank, you know, so let's see.
But as for some other guys from the rest of the card, we're going to say Jared Anderson's return. Tell me about what you thought there.
I'm not too shocked, you know. I mean, I think it's still a matter of dedicating himself to what he really wants to do, and, you know, getting up for another opponent. You know, he knew he could beat this guy from the outset, so he kind of just went through the motions and fought like that. So that didn't really shock me. But, you know, if you want to take a positive out of it, you got 8 rounds in, which is always helpful.
Now, tonight he was, you know, fairly low on the card, obviously, second fight of the night. Were there reasons for that? You know, just because he's a big name, he's obviously coming off, you know, he has headlined before. Was there reasons why that?
No, I mean, not specifically. I mean, I think just, you know, whether he was second or fourth, would it have mattered? You know, it's, you know, the building was full from the start. You know, he would have done the same thing to the opponent, so if it was an hour later in the evening, I don't know if that really matters. It may have mattered to him, but you know what? That's the least of the problems right now.
Lastly on Jared, how long do you think, you know, it's going to take for him to get back to that world's contender level? You know, is he going to have a few more of these kind of fights, or?
I don't know what's going to be offered next. I don't know what his next move is yet. He's got to let us know, and then we'll go from there.